Shalom YouTube, you're listening to The Financially Savvy Chick. Today's video I want to talk about how the downside to retail is growing increasingly every day because of struggling consumers. Retail stocks are exposed to tighter credit and consumer-facing rising non-discretionary costs. Their expected underperformance also makes them a candidate as a portfolio hedge for an increasingly likely equity market correction. Retail sales were released back in January, showing an improvement on December's data. However, this should not detract from the strong downward trend leading indicators anticipate for retail consumption. As the Fed rate hikes increasingly bite, credit conditions are tightening. Key demand support for consumption comes from the consumer credit. Now, banks are tightening lending conditions across the board. They just do not want to hand out money as freely as they used to, From company loans to consumer credit, fewer banks are willing to make consumer loans, which points to weaker retail sales through this year. Consumers are also having to tighten their belts. Inflation has ensured the cost of virtually all goods and services, and it's risen over the past 2 years. We've seen this. Wages are not keeping pace with price rises, and certain essential outlays such as rent and mortgage payments. These cannot be readily cut, okay? We all want to keep a roof over our head for many reasons. Homeless people honestly do work hard. It actually is hard to be homeless. Not everything is free. They have to work to get food, water, and everything else. It's not as easy as you think. Therefore, discretionary consumption, which retail sales mainly captures, suffers. My self-explanatory consumer non-retail essential index shows that retail sales are going to face continued headwinds this year from consumer retrenchment. The index is a little off its highs, but the cost of essential services remains very high, and this will continue to force consumers to prioritize their spending. You either go to grocery shop at a Publix if you live in the state of Florida, or you're going to choose to shop at an Aldi if you need to really be frugal with your spending on groceries. This leaves retail stocks exposed. Retail is one of the most clinical sectors, and as growth continues to weaken, the sector will face they're going to continue to face resistance. After being one of the best sectors year to date thus far, retail is likely to soon begin underperforming as it becomes apparent discretionary consumption will weaken more. A lot of people just don't have the extra cash to spare, regardless of what you hear or see on the news. People are having to tighten their wallets, watch what they spend, watch what they buy. And even a lot of people are opting not to go to a college because it's just unaffordable right now, especially with job layoffs being underway. To be debt free is a blessing. Hopefully you set up some financial goals for yourself. Take a notebook, write down your goals, write down ways you can pay off that extra $5,000 credit card bill if you have one. Find ways to negotiate debt. If you have bill collectors calling you, you can always negotiate. No one can force you to pay a certain amount, especially if your income doesn't provide so. I hope you felt this video was helpful. I hope you would surely help this channel out by hitting the like button, share the video. I hope you visit our website, financiallysavvychick.com, and head over to our blog section. As always, keep Yahweh first, pay down your debt, stay out of debt, and prepare. Shalom.